Welcome to Insightful Gaming. Today, we're diving into the Titan build that will turn you into a mob-clearing and boss-damaging powerhouse in Destiny 2. Our Void Titan build will have you throwing your shields and grenades left and right. Want to know how to become an unstoppable tank while taking on your enemies? Then you've come to the right place. We'll cover everything you need to know, including the best aspects, fragments, and armor mods to use. So, what are you waiting for? Let's dive into this build and take your Titan to the next level. If you enjoyed this build and found it helpful, please don't forget to like the video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting builds and gaming content. Now let's jump straight into it. If you're looking for a build that's both effective and easy to execute in endgame PvE activities, then this Void Titan build might just be what you need. The gameplay loop is fairly simple, and it all starts with using your rallying barricade before going into a fight. Then, using your shield throw on cooldown is the next step. The offensive bulwark aspect grants increased grenade energy when you have an overshield. By following this loop, you'll be able to quickly regenerate your barricade and grenade, making you feel very tanky with all the overshields. Plus, the armor mods further reinforce this gameplay loop by spawning elemental wells on kills every time you use your melee or grenade. You can also pick up charge with light stacks and consume these stacks to regain half of your melee energy, thanks to the heavy-handed mod. This build is not only fun and powerful, but it's also easy to execute and rewarding. While all of this is happening, you are also getting Void Surge weapon buff to further increase your void damage. But what abilities are we using to make this build so potent? Let's take a closer look at the abilities that make this build possible. First up is the ultimate ability Ward of Dawn, which creates a protective bubble that blocks incoming damage and buffs the defense of anyone inside. This ability is incredibly useful for both protecting yourself and your teammates, making it a key part of this build's defensive capabilities. Your class ability is Rally Barricade, which creates a tall barrier that you can shoot over while remaining protected. This ability is perfect for peeking out of cover and taking down enemies while minimizing your exposure to incoming fire. Your movement ability is Strafe Lift, which provides a quick burst of speed in any direction, making it great for quickly closing in on enemies or evading incoming attacks. For melee, we're using Shield Throw, which lets you hurl your shield at enemies, dealing damage and ricocheting to hit multiple targets. Finally, for grenades, we're using Vortex Grenade, which creates a damaging vortex that sticks to any surface it lands on, making it perfect for trapping enemies and dealing sustained damage. Now that we've covered the overall gameplay mechanics, let's dive into our aspects. Our dynamic duo today is the incredible Controlled Demolition and Offensive Bulwark. These two gems will transform your Void abilities into a fantastic fireworks show, impressing you and your teammates. Let's start with the one and only Controlled Demolition, the Master of Chaos. This aspect is like throwing a grenade into a room and watching chaos occur. Your Void abilities become volatile, which means that when you hit an enemy, they go boom. And if you're lucky enough to hit a bunch of enemies at once, it's like starting a volatile chain reaction that'll have you giggling, like a happy little baby. Along with those lovely gibbles and awesome fireworks. Every time a volatile explosion goes off, you and your buddies get a sweet 90 HP heal. It's like the universe is saying, here's a reward for blowing stuff up. With Controlled Demolition, you'll be the king of chaos in no time. But the excitement doesn't end there. Controlled Demolition partners beautifully with Fragments, where Void ability Final Blows also cause targets to explode. Now let's introduce the second part of this dynamic duo, Offensive Bulwark. This powerful aspect activates when you have an overshield or standing inside your Ward of Dawn. It increases your grenade regeneration by 400% and boosts your melee range and damage. What's even more amazing is that with an overshield, you get a huge amount of grenade energy. Let's shift gears and chat about Fragments, the tantalizing toppings on our delectable build Sunday. First up, we have Echo of Provision, the melee maestro that dishes out melee energy when your grenades nibble at enemies. Next, we present Echo of Starvation, our trusty devour provider whenever you snatch up a Void Breach or Orb of Power. This build helps create tons of orbs and Void Breaches, as you can see in the background gameplay. Echo of Reprisal is amazing in this build, granting us super energy on final blows when surrounded by eager combatants. This aspect is downright bonkers. Make sure to hurl those shields while rubbing elbows with your foes for a supersized energy boost. And now drumroll for our grand finale, Echo of Cessation. This beauty transforms our finisher Final Blows into a burst of void damage that makes nearby combatants volatile. Talk about an explosive personality. Alternatively, you could also pick Bastion as your aspect instead of Controlled Demolition. However, if you do this, please make sure you pick Echo of Expulsion as your fragment for void explosions with your ability Final Blows. Remember, these are just my personal favorite fragment for this build. Feel free to mix and match to create the void build that sings to your soul. Alright gamers, let's deep dive into this killer build, and the MVP here is none other than the upgraded 𝗕𝗘𝗘𝗠𝗘. These bad boys come with a unique perk, the Horns of Doom. Imagine this perk as a kill streak reward. Take down 2 or 3 enemies using void damage in a quick 10-second spree, and you unlock what's called a void weapon surge for the next 11 seconds. Now here's where it gets even more intense. You can stack this effect up to 4 times, and every new stack resets your 11-second timer. This is a quick and easy way to increase your damage up to 4 times. This is the new feature added to this exotic in Season 22. But there's even more juice in this orange. Melee kills are your best friend here. They pump up your super energy meter. And when you finally pop that super, every hit you land with your Sentinel Shield toss gives you an additional 10% super energy, extending the time you're in your ultra-powerful super mode. So grab those 𝗕𝗘𝗘𝗠𝗘s and get ready to unleash a storm of combos and extended supers. Let's take a gander at the weaponry that elevates this build to inspiring heights. Introducing our main squeeze, the exotic 𝗕𝗘𝗘𝗠𝗘, a true force for melee-centric builds. This auto rifle has been catapulted to superstardom in Destiny 2 after the 30th anniversary updates. In a world where ability cooldown nerfs are aplenty, anything that sidesteps those pesky cooldowns is worth its weight in gold. 𝗕𝗘𝗘𝗠𝗘 is the shining star when it comes down to regenerating melee energy. With this beauty in hand, you'll enjoy a near-endless supply of melee charges for both PvE and PvP. Unloading a magazine into a target is like sipping from the fountain of melee energy. Vanquishing an enemy might just gift you an instant charge, letting you spam melee abilities like there's no tomorrow. And let's not forget the Markov chain, which bolsters 𝗕𝗘𝗘𝗠𝗘's damage, making it a formidable contender for most PvE content and an all-around exotic gem for every game mode. Trust me, this baby really packs a punch in the crucible. Alright gamers, let's level up your character by decking out your armor with some wicked mods. These mods are like cheat codes that'll power up your already awesome gear and abilities. So first off, the helmet. We've got 𝗕𝗘𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗘, which basically turns your fast gun kills into energy orbs. Then there's Ashes to Assets. Every time you wreck someone with a grenade, you'll charge up your ultimate and move faster. And don't forget Hands on mod. Smack someone down with melee, and you get even more energy for your ultimate. Next, let's talk gloves. First up, Impact Induction. Every time you punch someone, you'll get your grenade back faster. Heavy-handed is next. Finish someone off with a power punch, and you create another energy orb. And we've got Grenade Kickstart mod. Use up a grenade, and you get some of its energy back. Now, chest armor. You can pick whatever you like here, but I'm going with Harmonic Resistance, Solar Resistance, and Concussive Dampener to take less damage from all kinds of stuff. Onto the boots. First, we've got Elemental Charge. Every time you collect those void breaches, you get an armor charge. And with this build, trust me, you're gonna get a ton of those. Then there's Innervation and Invigoration. Every time you grab an energy orb, your grenade and melee attacks will refresh faster. Last but not least, on the class item, we are using the Bomber mod to get our grenades back even quicker when we use our special class ability. Powerful Attraction is next, automatically snags nearby energy orbs when you pop your class ability. And finally, we are using Reaper mod. After using your class ability, your next kill with any weapon will drop another one of those sweet, sweet energy orbs. So there you go. With this setup, you're going to be an unstoppable force. Alright gamers, let's spice up your gameplay with some seasonal mods that'll make your build even more OP. In the first row, just snag whatever anti-champion mods you need for the week's meta. In the second row, we're all about Void Energy and the Strand Siphon combo here. This is going to make you hit even harder with all that Void goodness. In the third row, we are going with the Elemental Orbs Void. If you're using a Void subclass, your weapon's final blows can spawn Void Orbs. Toss these orbs at baddies and they'll explode. In the fourth row, we are using Elemental Fury. This makes stunned champions take extra damage from your special moves and from those elemental orbs we talked about. Next, we are using the Refreshing Pickups. Every time you grab a Void Orb, it'll power up your weakest ability. So, more orbs, more power. Last row, we're going all out. First, we are using Monochromatic Maestro. Your elemental abilities will boost your weapon damage and vice versa. You get a 10% damage buff for 5 seconds. Not too shabby. Second, we are using the Rapid Fire Ranger. Land those quick, precise shots on faraway enemies, and you'll make them weaker for a bit. Third, we are using the Elemental Munitions. Final blows with your elemental orbs might drop some special or heavy ammo. Who doesn't love more ammo? Finally, we have the Frenzied Stacks. Every time you pick up any orb of power, you get a temporary armor boost. So, with all these mods, you'll be doing big damage, staying alive longer, and pretty much becoming the MVP of your team. Let's game on. In conclusion, the Void Titan build is a fun and powerful build that can turn you into a force to be reckoned with in Destiny. From the devastating gameplay loop and combos to the powerful abilities, aspects, fragments, and armor mods, this build has it all. Whether you're taking on bosses or clearing out hordes of enemies, this build will make you feel unstoppable. So if you're looking to level up your Titan and become a mob clearing machine, be sure to give this build a try. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this build and found it helpful, please don't forget to like the video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting builds and gaming content. Have a great rest of your week.